Alrighty guys, welcome back to another trade of the day video. So today we're looking here at Friday the 28th of June. And I kind of find this funny, so I want to go ahead and start off with this. If you guys tuned into yesterday's trade of the day, which was this, if we come down here, get some sort of false break, let's say they break this to bring in more sellers, right? That's because this would be the most people's push, I guess you could say. A lot of people trade with the push that made the high or whatever, right? That's where they would start to look for sells in this area up here, right? So once this breaks and price realigns bullish, that's when you could look to get in and continue to take out these sellers that would be enticed by the break of this move. So that could be a potential move for tomorrow, for Friday, that we can look for. We remember, or if you remember me telling you, the only way to look for more longs was that this low here was taken, right? Actually, I'm going to switch to this real quick. I just think it's nicer. So when this low gets taken, right, what did I tell you? That was the push that made this high, right? So having that be broken brings in sellers in this area, right? So if we look what we have, they break this low right here with some good momentum. This is just obviously faking in sellers, right? Look at this right here from this quote-unquote supply zone, right? We get a nice reaction. So this is where sellers obviously try to enter the market. You can see because they have their confirmations, yada yada yada. Same thing in here. If you remember me telling you, they're gonna look for sells, right? So this, you can tell they're trying. Like, this is the zone's giving some resistance now. I mean, the markets are closed. It's the weekend, but obviously we haven't quite taken out Thursday's high. But personally, now when we get into Friday's trade of the day, like I said, I had alerts on this level to be able to go ahead and take longs. So I actually entered during Asia because the setup was extremely clean, in my opinion. Typically, when we see such strong volume, it's always going to lead to a nice opportunity, right? So we took out this level, and I said we wanted to look for a price realignment bullish. That was the only way we would get into the trade. So I actually went down to the 1 minute chart. So let's just zoom in on that real quick. So yeah, here we go. And, we almost came down and hit stop loss, actually, but, that's going to happen sometimes, but in this case it did not. So we take this low, right? And right here is where you can see the entry. This is, if you're thinking about it, this is the push. I would take from here, personally. I mean, this is just something I've traded a lot, enough that I really do feel confident with these setups. I would not advise doing this when you're just starting out. I would advise sticking to just the 5-minute time frame. But again, I saw this break, right? And we left some good imbalance behind, right, in this area. And this was, I basically just market executed the trade, so it filled me around 1.06911 right in there. And I just set my alert. I set my take profit. Let's see where we are. Yeah, I set my take profit to this zone, right? Because this is where most of the volume came in, right? So if you're thinking about it from a seller's perspective, right, they would see this break. This is their zone. Here's their quote-unquote supply zone right in here, right? Which, like I said, we have a reaction from. Where does their stop loss sit? Let's think about it from their perspective. If they're trying to sell, they're going to have a short. Let's move this out the way. They're going to have a short, right? Probably a pending limit because they have their confirmation. Their stop loss is going to be here, right? And they're going to continue trying to take it bearish. Who knows? Maybe they'll try this, right? So, with that knowledge in mind, right, my take profit is where their stop loss is. And that's just really the simplicity of this trade. I took partials at this level, right in here. Took about 2 lots off my position, and then the rest rode it to take profit. And honestly, that was, for me, trade of the day. I didn't really like New York session. I did not like how they were building all these equal lows in here that just, screams support resistance, right? So this area kind of screams danger, stop losses to me. So that's typically not a zone I will ever take. In fact, it's never a zone I will take, right? And that was it. That was a 1 to 3.3, which is more than enough. If you can do that a few times a week, I guarantee you will be extremely, extremely profitable, and it will change your life as it has changed mine. You will be able to live the life you want. Trust me when I say that. And like I said, again, same thing here. We still have not taken out the high. Unfortunately, markets are closed. So they kind of did the same thing. Again, they took out this low, right? This push on here that made this new high, right? They faked the low, and then what did they do? And this is just from the 5-minute, right? They broke bullish again. So your zone is this. I mean, you could technically take this entire push. But unfortunately, late in the day, now what we could see, it's tagged in. Let's say you did put a trade in. Your target for this would be Thursday's high. That would give you another, 1 to 5? Something like that. Maybe, let's say spread. You add a little bit of spread in there at 1 to 4. But unfortunately, markets are closed, so we could expect on market open next week, the price just kind of slowly moves up, and from there we will analyze and see what goes on. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. Now, one last time. The top link in the description is the free link to my Discord server, where I teach motivated and disciplined young men like you and help you achieve financial freedom and the life you've always dreamed of through forex. Now stay focused, brother, and keep coming back to watch the content on this channel, and I promise you, you will go a long way.